Coverage continues for the 2016 general election with a return to Garff. Daphne Caine is 47, married with a family and independent. Originally trained as a reporter, she's worked as a civil servant for 20 years, PR in tourism, then in home affairs, community culture and leisure, and latterly in the Department of Infrastructure. I say PR, but you were different roles in those departments, where she is still employed, in effect, as a civil servant. Good morning to you. Thanks for joining us. You say you were compelled to put forward your name. What provided this compulsion?
Well, I think the Isle of Man's done pretty well for the last several years. I think the government, I'd give them a higher score than Mr Quirk, actually. You don't achieve 26 years of unbroken growth without doing something right. And arguably, the Isle of Man has one of the most diversified economies. But it concerns me that a lot of the top politicians are departing and stepping down.
You say the island is teetering on the precipice. That's a cataclysmic phrase, isn't it?
Well, there's, as well as the senior politicians departing, we have got two huge icebergs looming ahead, and we've got to make sure the Isle of Man gets it right in the way we deal with them, and that's the huge pension liability on the public sector pension scheme and the negotiations following the UK decision to exit Europe.
I couldn't help but notice this. You say decisions taken in the next few months were critical for our future. I wonder if we have the best brains making those decisions. You're one of those best brains, are you?
I wouldn't say I'm the best brain. I would say that we need to have representatives who represent the whole of the community. And that means that, yes, you do need your accountants, you need your legal minds. You also need some innovators and some creative thinking if we're going to get this right for the future.
Now, Garff is largely a rural area with a smidgen of Onken now thrown into the mix. What are the big issues locally, in your view?
Well, you say a smidge of Onken. Actually, when I've been
It's a bit of a slice, isn't it?
It's quite a chunk, but it's also, in Onken, there's probably a little bewilderment that they suddenly find themselves in Garff. And there's anger. There's anger about rates.
Have you visited them? Have you seen them?
Very few. I haven't got round anything as many as I'd like to, but they are concerned that we have lower rates in Garff. One 85-year-old lady I was speaking to pays more for her water rate than I do for my entire rate.
So will you campaign for the Onken members in Garff, the Onken residents, to have their rates lowered to Garff levels?
Well, I believe in the whole of rates reform for the island. I believe in an all-island rate. And to go with that, I want to see local authority reform. It's not happened for far too long, and it's costing the Isle of Man a lot of money, and there are savings to be made if we reform local authorities.
Local authorities, Garff, famously has come together. You happy with the way it's working?
Very happy. The Garff initiative should show other local authorities what can be achieved. The parishes haven't lost their identity. We are represented by our own members for Macclesfield, for Laxey and Lonnon, and there are savings to be made by those coming together. And if other local authorities can follow, that can only benefit the Isle of Man.
Just returning to Onken, though, there's a lot of people live there. Is there a danger of the tail wagging the dog, as far as Garff is concerned? That Onken, actually what Onken wants, that bit of Onken in Garff, actually goes for the rest of the constituency?
I don't agree. I think we are looking for a national politician, and a national politician should represent everything for the best interests of the Isle of Man as a whole.
Sewerage provision. It's a difficult place to put sewerage in because of the rock structure. But do you think it's been given enough emphasis?
No, I'd like to know why, with Iris scheme that started famously, I think it was about £105 million 20 years ago, it didn't achieve all it said it was going to do. We don't have clean beaches. Children do get sick if they play too close to the harbour at Laxey. I didn't know that when my children played there. I want to know why we can't have regional sewage treatment that prevents children getting sick and that gives us blue flag beaches, especially as tourism is so important and could be increasingly important to the economy.